Where's Jimothy?
It'd be immortalized if I remember to hit the record button.
No!
His throat.
Jimothy, no!
Hey, I managed to hit the record button before we started streaming this time.
Yay!
Does
Director's
everybody have
cut.
pencils?
Penciles.
Pensile. Pensile.
Penciles.
Grab the box they have in there. Minis.
I like being first in line.
Fire sky. You throw her on there.
Crap, I'm gonna get the
I think,
dead
is
one.
that everyone?
Were you hitting me that
You're gonna
one?
get that little baby one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Do you need more
I don't
pencils?
care.
Yep.
How many more? Just one, two?
One, he's got a mechanical.
Boo.
I've got click click.
Boo.
It was at the dollar store.
Boo.
Now, what boo? Mechanical pencils are the shit. Like,
It's even sparkly.
Yes, but you're the only one who has one.
yeah, bring more for the class.
Outsider.
Oh, where's my sheet?
Fight for this one.
Oh, ha!
I actually have that magazine. I have the first issue of that magazine.
Oh.
ha.
I'm just talking about the pencil for a second.
I'm like, pencil magazine?
Pencil
No,
magazine.
sure, the Star Trek magazine. I actually have the first issue of it.
You had a pencil.
This is my purple eraser. Are we ready? Yes?
No,
Never.
let's do this.
I passed out.
Yeah, it is.
Onward to Valhalla. Shiny.
Problem?
Will you take care of that, please? Yes.
Testing, testing.
Test.
Hello?
Here, you find it's not the problem. There's what's the issue? Background noise.
Oh no. Maybe turn down the gain and turn up the individual mics. What?
Problem solved.
Okay.
There's
Are you picking up the mics with the door closed?
no.
Okay.
With the door closed, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm going in.
I understand. I want to make sure that we don't put it down.
You're good.
Wait, is that too long?
And Kyle's just like, I don't know this song.
That'd be a
Granted,
good
neither
intro.
do I, but
First
I
one.
joined along.
All right, are we streaming?
All right, we are ready to go. Last time on D&D. What happened? On Crits and Giggles.
Merry
New
Christmas.
campaign, do this.
It was dealing with your potato laptop. It
Yes,
fried my
I
brain.
know. I have a potato laptop, and I am
No preference.
slightly sorry.
Totally fried brain.
Explode it and make it French fry.
No, if you exploded it, wouldn't it be a baked?
It'd be American.
No, that's if you cook it with oil.
So what happened last time?
No, it's if
Where
we
were we?
steal
What did we do?
Yeah, what happened? The
took a
ladies,
contract.
The ladies spoke to someone,
All right.
and got all of the information that we needed while we were outside.
Not that I
We're in the
remember
bar.
any of it.
Wait, that was us, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Y'all.
Yes.
I
You got
lost
hired
my
on a
mind.
contract.
Yay!
You. Last week wasn't the fair, right? Am I losing my mind?
No, last week we didn't have it.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
2 weeks ago was the fair,
2
but
weeks
yeah.
ago was the
And
fair.
then we got
And then-
hired
This was like
to.
a bar scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended in the
Yeah,
bar.
You made it to Dragon's Bane, and you made it into the Rusty Bucket Bar, Tavern. Sorry, there's a bar there. You had drinks. Some of you started playing cards with drunken halflings.
Oh, right, cards.
Against humanity.
Do I actually have halfling friends now? When they're drunk, right?
For the moment, we'll see how that goes. The two ladies saw the one woman sitting by herself in very dark gothic-like clothes and struck up a conversation with her and learned out her name was Arella and that she runs a shop in here and she's a follower of the Raven Queen and has skulls and trinkets for sale and is a purveyor of things. Whether you need them or not, she probably has them. on your way here, you were told by the
Hold on, over here.
Rustling papers.
notes. Oh man, I wrote it in very bad handwriting.
Give it here.
Now you know how I feel.
So your normal handwriting.
Yes. The male wood elf Galandrill, that he had suspected it had something to do with Arella, but he hired you because he couldn't be sure. And basically we ended with the two ladies just kind of having a conversation. I believe everyone was headed to bed after that, or to their rooms.
Well, we not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah, we had just finished the conversation, and we were all like, "Oh, we're gonna go collect our friends," and then left it there.
Okay.
I'm in the corner singing a traditional halfling drinking song.
I'm learning a new song.
I wanted to speak to the bartender because that's what you do at a bar when you're alone.
He's not wrong.
The bartender.
Are they talking to the bartender?
Are you going to talk to the bartender?
I am going to
There's a
talk.
little gnome running on top of the.
Oh, that's right.
He has a
Yeah.
little track that's like 2 inches under the bar stool, and he's running back and forth and filling drinks and passing them out.
He's doing his thing.
He's doing his thing. So do you approach him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sit down at the bar. It's
The
like,
bar at the moment. Let me bring up the map.
please do because I need a visual.
Ah, yes.
Do you not have the visuals?
I'm not smart enough for that.
I know what a bar looks like.
I don't. I'm not yet old enough.
That's fair.
That's not an
We'll
excuse.
fix that next year.
Hey, haven't you ever seen a TV show? They all have bars in them.
Not really.
No, it's not an excuse though. Like I knew what the inside of a bar looked like when I was 8, but
6. But
Right.
My mom worked there, so.
well, my stepdad basically lived at one. Anyway.
I'm gonna kill you.
So lonely.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that
Lonely.
because
What?
this program is great, but it takes a few minutes to load everything.
It big.
Huh?
It big.
It's got moving parts, so it will.
It big.
What?
Weirdos.
Says the man
Thank
with
you.
the Christmas ornaments in his beard.
You're just jealous because I'm pretty.
You're missing the glitter.
I feel like he prepared
Are you
that.
gonna join the TikTok glitter beer wars?
No, I do not do the glitter beard wars. No,
Please
no.
Beard.
I got these for free when I ordered from Fable Beard Company, and I was like, yes.
It's probably a good thing because the competition is fierce.
Oh, I've seen some of them things, and like, I don't want to do that. I will be cleaning beard out of my glitter for years.
Yeah, yeah, you will.
Exactly.
Although, I don't think anybody's gonna beat the Hanukkah bush from last year. Oh, the ladies are to join.
Oh God.
You're welcome.
I'm pretty sure I would still be asleep if y'all didn't wake me up.
Probably.
Yeah,
If
probably.
anyone had any thoughts that we might be good at what we're doing, we are not.
But that's okay.
We're waiting
Congratulations.
On we're waiting on our prepared dungeon master over here.
I was prepared. It won't potato. Okay.
It
I have
won't.
the
It
map.
won't.
It's on this lap screen, and I can't get it to go to that one.
It's so bad it won't even potato.
Yes.
Won't
It
potato.
will only mash.
I mean, to be fair, I pulled an absolute rabbit trick
Yes.
to get this working. So,
Wow.
Hufflemoff69 says Fable Beard Company is the bee's knees and elbows.
I agree. They're not sponsoring us, but I would absolutely like advertise for them because like my beard has never been more soft and manageable than when I started using their co-wash. Like I switched over from Badass Beard Company, and
I don't know badass in ages now.
yeah, and
Phil, I know that's you, and I love you.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah. Coming all the way from Arizona.
Nice.
Sweet.
But yeah, no, they are awesome. Like they've got a customer for life now.
SOM people.
If there's an Arizona, where's the water zone?
Slap him.
You take 3 points. Your health is reduced by 3 points.
Like max health is reduced.
Terrazona.
When you try to get that out, you want me to...
You're tired. Just stop.
I am tired. That's not good.
So you go up and you talk to
The
the
tired
gnome,
doesn't
go
make
back
his
and
jokes
forth.
worse.
Carl,
Hey, do you got a minute?
yeah, what's up? What's your want?
The gnome is apparently
I heard
sucking
there was
helium
an
back
undead
there.
problem in this town.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Do you have any information on that?
No, I just have bourbon. A little bit of bourbon. A little bit of bourbon. You want some bourbon? I got bourbon. You want some bourbon? Take some bourbon. Take some bourbon.
From the table in the corner, I'll take some bourbon.
One bourbon! He runs across the bar, grabs a glass.
There's a visual.
You want it in a shot or you want it in a little glass?
Yes.
Runs back, grabs some ice from a chest, throws it in a glass, runs back over. Yes, it takes about this long.
Look at the legs.
He's doing that weird thing where his legs are swinging, but he looks like he's gliding
Yeah.
across the bar.
My eyes, which are like glowing purple and like pupilless right now, go wide, and I just kind of put my book up in front of my face.
You have the kitty eyes. Target acquired.
So he grabs the bourbon, pours you a glass, and goes, "Here's your girl."
Glug. I drank it like a shot.
It's your girl.
Oh, that's an expensive drink there, friend.
2 gold.
It's your girl.
Do I even have 2 gold?
You may be washing dishes.
I do not have 2 gold. Holy crap.
You're delousing
Just
the rims
bring it
tonight.
out.
It's a play on 5 gold.
No, I get that.
Still
But
2 gold.
Actually, I think that's just something
We
to
still
drink
have
should
our
be like
coin
silver.
bags from last
Yeah,
time. No,
Unless
right?
you mark
I'll jerk a thumb over my shoulder to the halflings. It's on their tab. Walk away.
He goes,
Make a persuasion roll.
Sure.
This has gone so bad so fast.
Thank you.
10. Does being drunk add to my persuasion?
No, but it takes away from their insight. Disadvantage. That was even better.
Crap.
They yell back, "Shmee, it's on him!" And they go back to.
Wait, hold on. Should that have been stealth? Because I can do stealth.
"Can you offer me something else in trade?"
Well, we're about to take care of your undead problem.
So?
When we get paid for the job, I'll pay you back. Here's 1 gold in the meantime.
Just say
Consider it a down payment.
He looks at you for a minute. Okay, but if you run away, I'll find you.
I have no intention of running away.
Sweet always gets his gold.
Thank you, Shmee.
Anyone else? Bourbon?
Do not drink the bourbon.
It's top shelf quality bourbon. Shmee loves his bourbon, so he only ever gets top shelf.
I have 7 silver pieces to my name.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wrestled a bear for mine, but I have 5 gold.
I wrestled the bear and lost.
So as you walk away, Shmee goes, "Wait a second, you said you're going to take care of that problem?
Yeah.
We have a debt problem? What's going on? Shmee doesn't know this."
Didn't he just say that he knew about the undead problem? I don't know. Ask that guy in the corner, and I'll point to where the guy who, like our quest giver, is sitting.
No, you come over here and talk to Shmee. So
I push you out to the bar.
So you tell Shmee what's going on, because Shmee was never informed.
I just got here.
We still
Tell you what, if you give Shmee some information, he might consider your debt paid.
So, All right, half of it is the character is drunk, and half of it is Eric doesn't remember. So we were hired to come here and investigate the
Corpses.
orphans rising from the cemeteries.
Oh, yes, Smith has heard this. What else have you heard? What else were you doing out?
I'm so confused right now.
We also heard that there is a suspect. We're trying to look into that as we speak.
Oh,
So,
In your head, you hear we're trying to look into who's responsible.
What'd you do?
Yeah, we're trying to look into who's
Okay,
responsible for it.
I got you.
For the zombie orphans.
are they orphans or are they just?
I just
zombies?
remember there was
Near
orphans.
orphans.
Yeah, there was an orphanage with a cemetery. I remember that distinctly.
I see. So
They don't get picked up.
Damn.
The orphanage has nothing to do with the cemetery.
I know.
No, I'm literally trying to feed you the information into your head.
Do I listen to the voices in my head when I'm drunk?
Is this
Maybe. Fair enough.
It depends on how drunk you are.
And what the voices are saying. If they're saying more booze, you listen.
If they're saying
That is
dastardly
a
things.
very good.
That's just a constant. Like I don't have to roll for that.
Well, as we're having technical difficulties over here,
You remember that you were hired by
Phil Vandal. What else?
Galadriel. He runs
Galadriel?
the orphanage here. The orphanage, as you guys have yet to ask any questions about, used to be an old chapel. So the cemetery is just outside of the chapel.
I was right. There is a cemetery, or there's a orphanage with a cemetery.
I just thought
Yes,
those
but
went
it didn't
hand
have
in hand.
anything to do with the orphans.
The orphans
It's
aren't
like-
rising from their graves.
I thought they just went hand in hand.
I'm sure at least one
Are
has.
you my mummy?
Please don't.
Oh, God.
Children of the Corn, that's all I picture.
so
No, not
Doctor
Children
Who.
of the Corn.
as you tell him the information, he says,
That was such
well,
a
if
good
you take
episode.
care of this, because Smith's been losing customers, Smith might give
Either-
you a discount in the future.
I think we can do that.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. I just asked him.
One more question.
Okay.
Do you see that gothic woman in the corner?
leans past you.
What?
Do you recognize her?
I do.
Anything you could tell me about her?
Basically, he repeats the same thing, that she's a Rella, that has the shop of oddities and trinkets, and if you need something, she probably has it or can get it. Loner, keeps to herself.
She's also a really good customer. She's here all the time.
I
Only at night
bet.
though, for some reason.
What was that?
Only at night.
Didn't Galadriel, not Galadriel,
Golandra.
Galandril. Okay. Didn't Galandril say that she was potentially a suspect?
He told you when on the trip from Ward to here that he believed it's her with her dark dealings and her all that, but he doesn't have any proof, and every time he's gotten to a fight with her, it's just
So
become a problem.
she's here all night?
No, not all night.
Not all night? Most
she,
of it, though,
she
right?
comes at night.
She comes in.
She normally arrives at dusk and leaves about an hour or two after. Well, she's one of my normal customers. She's really good. She loves my bourbon.
And he starts singing and walking away. You just lost in thought until someone else is like,
Any other
"Oh,
questions for me?
can I get an ale?"
Come
Run off.
The legs.
He did not get nailed that day. He got bourbon.
Any other questions we should ask him?
Too late now.
Yeah, he's gone.
I mean, he's still behind the bar. You guys can go and talk to him again, but he's just dealing with
No, he's on a holy quest.
Look, I always ask him about the Golandro.
And no one's asked about the reputation of our patron.
Huh? That's
I'm
a
also,
good point.
I'm also saying this in your head.
Yeah, no. I'll say out loud. That's a good point. I'll wait for him to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's running back and forth in the bar with patrons in the bar. I mean, it's moderately full. You know, about maybe 10 or so customers.
You do see another gentleman, half orc nature, broad shoulders. Seems to be a secondary. He's running. He's been serving food mostly, but he does come back behind the bar and take drinks and stuff like that as well. There was the notes. I did take notes. The four halfling brothers with different various mustaches that have been running around as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there were other halflings. Yeah.
Running as well. So the half orc general, if you guys are still gonna stand there, can I get you anything?
I'll greet him in Orcish. I speak all the languages here.
I actually don't speak Orcish.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Kind of gives you a weird look, like you insulted him.
Don't speak for my NPCs.
In your head, it's like, I think you might have been rude without assuming.
He looks slightly off put, but it's probably something that has happened before, and he doesn't give a shit about.
Oh, sorry about that. My mouth wasn't working. Hold on.
My mouth wasn't working.
When you've had this much to drink. Let me ask you something. Our patron over there, Galandril. What can you tell me about him?
Decent enough guy. He's been running the orphanage. He's got some arcane abilities, and he uses illusions and stuff like that to do tricks for the kids. And he has some abilities, but he's relatively quiet, keeps to himself. Basically, is going all out for the children and the orphans. It's a shame what happened a while back, but.
What happened a while back?
Well, it's not a very large town, but we only had a few, but there was a fire, and unfortunately there was a few casualties, and we had, unfortunately, a few more orphans added to the orphanage.
Ouch.
Yeah, but he's been doing well, and he's been taking care of them, and he's a pretty good guy. He doesn't drink a ton, but he's decent enough.
Huh. Well, good to know we've been hired by the right guy then.
Possibly.
What, I'm assuming you've been hired. What was the mission here?
Apparently you guys have an undead problem.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's an undead problem. They keep finding a few bodies every so often out of their graves. I think it's just a dumb prank that those lumberjacks and miners are playing on each other or trying to blame each other for. They've been fighting with each other for a long time.
Were the graves ever seen, undug or something?
Yeah,
Open.
there's a hole in them, and there was a
Okay.
dead corpse lying next to it. Doesn't look like.
As opposed to a live
I
corpse.
heard that, sometimes they look dug, sometimes they look like they crawled out themselves.
Yeah, I think he had mentioned something about that.
There was the one where the dog stole one of the corpse's femur and ran around town with it. That was actually really funny. I mean, yeah. But to the family, it wasn't so funny. So
Gotcha.
talk about it, but you're new, so.
Fair enough. Are there any miners or lumberjacks in here tonight?
Of course you would look for miners.
All right, you get 3 health points back. He points to the dwarven woman sitting next to the gentleman in the elf in the business attire.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about them.
She's one of the miners.
When
Nice.
I can tell by the size. Must be an old soul though.
Yeah.
She looks weathered.
Oh no, it's going so.
I wouldn't ever say that.
No.
This is going downhill very quickly.
All right. What have they been doing while we've been reveling and?
While they were having the conversation with Arella, while you guys have been talking with Shmi and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, the dwarf and the guy and the elf in the business suit.
Oh, you mean what have they been doing?
Yeah, those two. Yeah. Sorry.
They were just sitting, chatting.
Okay.
Drinking beer.
Look like friends, I'm guessing.
At least acquaintances. That dwarf is drinking much heavier than the elf.
As he should.
I mean, yeah.
Your passive perception. So.
I was gonna say, does my ungodly passive perception or passive investigation give me anything to go off of?
They seem to be in discussions, and they reached some kind of end to that discussion, and they've just kind of been drinking and hanging out.
Okay. I don't know if I want to just randomly approach strangers that aren't halflings.
Do it.
Nah, I'm good.
Anybody else doing anything? You were up with me, so
Yeah.
Joey, Atur, Milo.
Yeah.
Are you still did you try to become a garbage can again?
Oh.
I stayed at. I think I'm the only one that stayed at the table that we started at, and
That's right. You put the.
I put Tindalos up in the rafters, and I've been kind of like listening to their conversation, listening and assisting with this conversation, and just trying to see if I can pick up anything interesting conversation-wise in the tavern.
Give me your choice: investigation or perception.
I'm gonna go with perception, and because it's audio, it's advantage through the back.
Go for it.
Uh, 19.
Okay. You hear the halflings playing slap ass and cards and stuff like that. You hear all this stuff like that. You do hear the dwarven woman and the elven gentleman. They're having a conversation. The elven gentleman is a businessman, and you hear that he's coming to purchase the gems that she's been mining, and they agreed on a price and an amount and a load, and that he would be back in a week with a cart to haul off the product. And then they've just kind of been hanging out and talking. The dwarf is very happy because she's being paid a lot of money for the gems that she has, and he's happy because he's getting a good deal on them, and they seem to be drinking and just kind of enjoying the seal of the deal, so to speak. You hear that the dwarven's name is Gauss, and that the elvish man's name is Thaddeus. You hear the bits and pieces of Varela talking and stuff like that. You hear Shmi running back and forth singing bourbon constantly.
I understand both halfling and dwarven, so like if they're talking in those languages.
The two of them are speaking common. They're not particularly hiding it, but they're not yelling their business. It's just discussing prices and goals and haggling back and forth on a large amount. You get the sense that this is maybe $4,000 or $5,000 gold pieces worth of gems that he's purchasing. Quite a large amount.
That's heist money, right? Change your plans, guys.
We don't throw this campaign into a whole new spin. If you want to go thieves, all right. I can work with that. So they.
What's our debt again?
Any
You have not
any
been told yet.
any lawful good party members?
Let me check.
Actually, I can check because I have all your stats here.
Or neutral.
Let's put it this way.
I've got chaotic good.
The only thing that stops me from doing such a thing is my fear of Raven.
So
War Mother scares.
we have to win enough money that she doesn't find out. That's how that works, right?
Wow.
Low intelligence, high wisdom. Okay.
You feel a mental slap.
Let's do it. That sounds reasonable to me.
No, we have to do it in such a way that she approves.
We have to find out that the elf is evil.
We have to frame them both.
Not even, actually.
Are you guys talking?
No.
Out of character.
Yeah, no. Because
Elves have good perception too.
the only one who even knows any of this is him. So, although he is in my brain.
I'm sorry?
What's it smell like in there?
Ham.
You know,
Just booze.
Yeah, I was gonna say ham.
boozy ham.
Booze and mildew.
Yeah, I think that's way more like it.
Definitely mildew.
Well, no. The alcohol is to keep the mildew out.
No, it smells
So,
like black
if
hole.
you guys aren't going to do anything tonight, you will eventually find yourselves to your rooms.
Yeah. Me.
You've got 2 rooms, which was a total of gold pieces. Dejani's going to stay downstairs, so there'll be 3 apiece. What are the arrangements?
Oh, that kind of.
I find the closest one, climb in bed and pass out.
Okay. Anybody else in the room with Halo?
Sure.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys find your quarters. They're
How many
nice enough.
beds are there per room?
There's 3. There's 4 beds per room.
Oh, nice.
One of them is the folding up bed.
Futon.
Murphy bed.
Yeah, Murphy. There it is. Like I said, they can fit 3 or 4 uncomfortably. They're nice enough.
I sleep with my knives.
What? I sleep with my stick.
No touching.
If you guys don't have anything else to do, if you want to have any conversations about the day and kind of regroup, you're welcome to do that.
No, I probably passed the fuck out. I've been
We'll
drunk.
talk in the
I
morning.
kind of want to find a place to sleep outside.
Okay.
Inside
A
doesn't
nice
do it for me.
rock.
Okay.
Curl up.
A basking rock.
Let's see.
Not at night.
There's,
It's really cold.
that's it. You're
Yeah, at
actually
night
drawn
you'd
to
probably
a
burn.
shop on the western or the northwestern side of the city. Smells of blood and cut meats and stuff like that.
I'm looking around to see if Milo's already here.
Okay. Roll perception.
That's an 18 on the die, so probably high.
Okay. Milo, are you near this place?
Yep.
All right. You see Milo.
Cut meat?
I mean, did you expect anything else?
Kinda. You see Milo just walking around. Are you doing anything with this? Or are you being stealthy about it?
Yep.
Okay. Roll stealth.
Beat a 23. You probably beat it.
24.
Well
So
done.
you don't see Milo. You just see the building. It's
Just wanted to double check my math real quick, but yeah.
You can smell the cut fresh. You would assume this is some kind of butcher or meat shop or something along the lines.
Ooh, the meatery.
Yes, the meatery.
Atar walks in.
It's not open.
He just,
I didn't ask whether it was open.
I said I walked in.
following his nose.
Wake up,
realizes-
meat man!
Just smells it, realizes the door doesn't budge, and walks away.
As you're sniffing around, you hear one of the guards go, "Hey, what are you doing?" And 2 of them, one holding a large spear, and the other one has a short sword and a lantern. They come walking up to you.
I apologize. I was drawn to the smell.
I mean,
How tall are you? Like 6'8"?
7 foot.
Yeah.
Oof.
You big.
just for shits and giggles, roll.
Crits and giggles.
Crits and giggles. Come on. Stay on brand.
That's a 4, and that's a -2 to my charisma.
What? They're
They are attracted to you.
taking back for half a second as the large skulking dinosaur thing.
No, he's upstairs asleep.
Yeah. Same family.
Different genus.
Market's closed. Come back in the morning. You need to get out of here. Otherwise you'll be trespassing. I'll throw you in the jail.
Of course. And I go find maybe a tree or a bush to sleep around.
You want to go outside the city? You've got the mountains to your north. Less than 1/8 of a
The hell are
mile,
we?
and it starts going up into the trees, into the mountains and stuff like that. But there's not a
Dragon's
ton
Bane.
of,
Are we at Dragon's Bane?
I have no idea.
unless I am completely looking at the wrong part of the map.
No, we're in the top
Dragon's Bane?
left, right?
We're supposed to be at
Where's
Dragon's
that?
Bane.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Okay.
All right, cool. Dragon's Bane. Boom.
I cover the whole thing.
That's a huge
There's
bitch.
not a, I know. But there's not a ton of friendly habitat that you remember. So, you've been in beds before. So
I know. It's just that's with people. And
We've
I
been
like
She's
it.
homesick.
We've been sleeping outside for the past week.
I like it.
I like it here.
I will begrudgingly go back to the tavern and just face plant into the bed.
okay.
That is probably too small.
You see Johnny sitting in the tavern.
The bed
At
grows.
this point in time, it's starting to get pretty late night, and most of the patrons have gone. The ones over there are extremely drunk and stuck in their bar stools. But he's there in the corner, still reading his book, just not really paying attention to anybody, but just reading, flipping a page, and a little note here and there, not a ton.
He's doing what he normally does.
Yes.
Okay. If you were doing otherwise, I'd be concerned. Sleepy lizard, go sleep.
Okay. As lights come to close, Johnny. At this point, this is when the book has new you see a new writing in the book, and it's showing you a new ability. A different type of spell, but it's not very vague. It's something about a cost to cast.
So it's very vague.
Yes.
Yeah, the opposite of not very vague.
The one you got from Priestring has shown up now. So it's a relatively. It's very strange. You're studying the motions and the change and all about that, and it seems to be something that you're not quite familiar with. But it has appeared. So morning will come. I can't stop staring at that. I like it and hate it.
I know, right?
Morning comes. You'll eventually find yourself down in the tavern again. Smee's running around. The four brothers are running around. You see the half-orc back there. This time he seems to be more cooking than serving.
God, did they spend all day here?
Quite possibly that part of their wages is getting to live there. So
Yeah, but I mean just all day working, like dusk to dawn to dusk.
You see from dusk till dawn. You see one large, almost taller than you, furry humanoid creature sitting there.
A furry.
Huh?
A furry.
Oh, was gonna say that.
Everybody at once.
Let's not kill the auto qualities. There are enough of people who don't. If they're here, let's not give them a reason to leave any more than we already do.
I think that's reason to stay.
I mean, it's just summer. We're just-
Hi, Summer.
Hi, Summer.
You see the large humanoid furry creature. You would know this as a furble. They're
Pretty sure that's a racist term.
Stop it, you.
Pretty sure he's right. Only we can use that word.
They seem to be very kept to themselves and nomadic. You find them a lot in the woods. They end up being like druids and shepherds and along those lines, just animal herders and
German shepherds.
he's eating some kind of vegetarian plate. It looks like you see a Goliath. You see a brass and gold dragonborn sitting there having breakfast. You see a few dwarves, most of them covered in dirt and all kind of earthen matter on them.
How long has the Dragonborn been sitting there?
Which one? Both?
Yes.
Oh, brass and gold, like
Yes.
two. Okay.
The gold came in first and has been there for about a half hour. The brass came in about 15 or 20 minutes behind him and sat down with him.
So they're sitting together.
Yes.
All right. So when everybody comes down, the Johnny is very obviously sitting there, staring at both of them and taking notes.
Okay.
And they look uncomfortable.
They don't seem to notice you. I'm assuming you're in that back corner where
Yeah.
we were. Okay. It starts to fill with the general people in the town and city. They come in and a lot of them will be grabbing food and going. There's been deliveries of fresh meats and vegetables and fruits that have been kind of brought in and taken right into the back of the kitchen. There was earlier in the morning around 5 o'clock, 5:30, chicken got loose from the kitchen and ran around and so finally caught that, brought it back in there.
Did it have its head cut off? Hard.
Afterwards,
Yes.
Not like a chicken with a head.
There is a egg, omelet, and chicken breast that has been made for breakfast.
As we come down the stairs, I'll like elbow Atar and be like, look, shiny lizard people.
They got the free skin.
No, they got the premium skin.
No, that's the free
That's
skin.
great
We're
work.
joining with Twitch.
There we go.
yeah, it's the Twitch. It's the Amazon.
Amazon Prime
The Amazon
rewards.
Prime reward. Yeah.
It's a
A
mostly
few of those.
it's mostly human and dwarves, but there are
They don't
dragonborns,
rely on their
Goliaths,
their
and
weak.
elves, half elves, and humans.
They don't rely on ski.
There we go. Yeah,
What do you
that's
guys-
something.
what do you guys do?
I request eggs,
Okay.
not just like egg,
just an egg.
multiple.
All right. It takes a few minutes because most of them have already been made into eggs.
I'm fine with that.
But they bring you 4 chicken eggs.
Breakfast is covered with the room.
It is.
Okay, cool. Then
Lucky
bacon.
for you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Did I have bacon?
They do have bacon.
I'll have bacon. Just a plate of bacon.
Okay. You'll.
Oh, nom.
Yeah.
Extra crispy.
Yeah, I was gonna say they give you extra crispy bacon and you make a mess of it everywhere.
So the smell of food draws Milo.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
You woke up early in the morning as you could smell
The chicken.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything. I know. I go up to the bar and I'm like, hey, I know breakfast is part of the room, but I'm gonna want a lot more than what you're probably willing to serve. I hand over 2 gold, and I'm just like, just whatever this can get me, plus
Okay.
plus my room, plus whatever anyone else doesn't want.
Okay.
I'm
He
much hungrier than I look.
yeah. Shmi takes it from you and he's like, okay, and he goes running back and
Brings you back a shot of bourbon.
yeah.
2 gold plain.
You are given a Bloody Mary with breakfast.
I'm okay with that.
But you did get a large plate of piled meats and eggs and some veggies, and it's not enough, but it's a good chunk of food.
Okay, that's the important bit.
Yeah.
I mean, is it ever enough?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to sit by the entrance to the kitchen,
Okay.
and as you know, like the half orc or the halflings pass by with like table, scraps from tables, I'll just be like, actually, I know this is a weird request. Can we have what's not eaten?
What?
They roll persuasion.
This is gonna suck. Oh, 19.
Jesus.
Yeah.
We'll clean your plates for you.
He owes the establishment money. Just
They don't, but the busboy in the back hears that and just whispers you to side like, really? He goes,
Yeah. Well, actually, I'll like grab Milo as I'm walking over there. Hey, come here.
Have him at scruff of his neck.
No.
roll a
just-
strength check.
No. Yeah.
And
tell you-
fail.
I'll tell you right now, you're not moving.
Yeah. No. I have a fucking 9 strength. Are you
Yeah.
shitting? Actually, no, 8. Sorry.
The busboy's like, so he just starts dumping the food out there for you, and basically in a little bucket, and he starts leaving the dishes, and I'll come back.
I'm
in
good
there.
with all of that.
Yeah.
I'll like stand guard, try to like block you from, from people seeing.
No.
you.
If there's enough food, I'll just sit there and eat with a fork. Like I can be civil. I can be civil.
Okay.
There's no silverware, but you do have your hands that you can shovel into.
Okay.
Turns into force.
Silverware. I was assuming there was like a wooden
Well, that's
a
what I
wooden
meant.
fork. Of
Yeah,
some
like
sort.
a
woodenware.
woodware.
At least a spoon. Come on.
Mine hasn't gone full fantasy yet. But you find yourself fed much more than what you were expecting.
I'm good with that.
What would you guys like to do today?
Should meet up
We
with.
should probably go check out the orphanage cemetery.
Yeah.
That's actually.
I let them
Pretty
know
good start.
what we learned
Okay.
on the way.
Okay.
El Ditto.
I think we should learn a
I
little
lost
bit
brain cells for
about
that.
the orphans.
Repeat.
I think we should learn a little bit about the orphans.
They're
As-
small people, don't have parents.
How about more about the orphanage?
Thank you.
No, that's.
History of the town, perhaps.
I don't know what
I
else. What else
just-
is there? Potential to be Batman. I don't.
My,
Potential to be Robin.
So yeah, both ends of the spectrum.
I think that they should not be left out of the how do you say the suspicion.
Children can be evil.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with
I mean, technically, I'm still a child, so.
I mean, we shouldn't want that to be the case, but okay. Yeah, no, that's a possibility.
Minions.
It sounds like there's some magic at play, so possibly looking for any kind of magical adepts. Obviously, Galandro has some magical aptitude.
And Aurelia.
Arella.
Arella.
Arella, honestly, she seems kind of harmless from what I heard her talking to the ladies last night.
She's a little obvious as a suspect.
Oh yeah, no, I get that,
Yeah. Mm.
but I mean, she's
I mean,
still.
don't discount her, but she seemed more
Too good to be
abused
true.
by it than a part of it.
She trades in relics and trinkets, though, right? Maybe something she brought into the town unawares of what it might have been.
Might be an accidental association.
It
Yeah.
might also be a good idea to inquire with her about any kind of suspicious items that she has traded.
I have told her I would stop by at some point today. We should probably check out the graveyard first, see if we can see any evidence
I
of
love his mustache.
physical
His
beings
1974
being there. What are we looking at?
Rogi's 1970 style porn mustache.
You're welcome. He's the one who designed it. I just painted it.
I did, and she did.
I was looking at it because I thought the arrows on the back might be tentacles.
No.
Anyway, what are we doing?
No, that's on mine.
Cemetery.
Checking out
Oh,
the dude at the cemetery / orphanage / old chapel, apparently.
Okay.
Orphanage.
Let me
The-
make this
the
very
pla-
clear
the-
since it's not.
uh-huh.
It was a chapel.
Yeah,
It was a
there's
church.
You
It was
broke it.
taken over.
You broke it.
Oh.
It's December 17th.
857.
Just click somewhere else on the screen.
35.
It was originally a church,
Mhm.
and
And
it
there was a
has been
cemetery attached to it.
it has been repurposed as an orphanage.
Yes.
That's not going to
Just so
stop me.
happened.
Just
That
because I
makes
understand
much more
it.
sense than what any of these other idiots were talking about.
Just because I understand that doesn't mean I'm not going to make jokes.
Orphan yard.
Surprisingly, all those words actually translate to my original
Orphan
language.
factory. Like it. The cemetery. Well, I guess the cemetery doesn't necessarily make the orphans, but it's
It's
a
a high
good place to
chance.
store the materials to make orphans.
I just want to take a pause for half a second here.
I'm so sorry.
When I was planning this for tonight's campaign, I was sitting there talking with Mike, and he's like, "We got a lot to do." And I go, "Don't worry, there'll be at least 1 hour of bullshit."
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Every time.
We got it.
I was able to. I didn't have to prepare as much because I knew you want to get to it. So
All right, guys, let's speed run through the rest.
Yeah, let's go find Galadriel.
Let's get to the buffering screen. Let's go.
Burn the village.
Smee time. Thank you.
So you guys are heading to the cemetery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You head out towards the east and then up north because it's on the outside northeastern part of the village. I don't know what term to use for this just living area because I don't know which one means a certain number of people. It's
Barracks.
not large, but it's not small. It's kind of in the middle. So I'm gonna keep calling it village until I figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. No, the village. Town.
Barracks?
Sure. Town, that
Yeah.
sounds right.
Town, not a city.
Small town.
Just a
You
small
see-
town girl.
No. No.
No, we will get copyrighted. No.
I will turn you off.
No, you have to actually play the. You can sing along to crap. Anyway.
I don't trust Twitch.
Yeah.
I will
Or
turn you off.
YouTube.
That's not your forte.
It's a relatively nice kept cemetery, although it's kind of been not caution taped, but like made to like board it off and kind of closed. They don't want anybody going there at the moment. The gates are closed. You can see different sections of the cemetery has large or groupings of kind of reburied plots with freshly dug or undug dirt.
Are they're close together,
Uh,
or are they
Rel-
spread out throughout the?
relatively close together. They're
Okay.
not like right next to each other, but within 30, 40 foot radius of each other. And they kind of group across it.
So the cemetery's well manicured.
It's well taken care of. It's not as much right now. There's a lot of, like, the grass is kept clean and cut. The bushes are taken care of. It's kept as nice as it can be. But it's gotten a little bit kind of out of whack. You can start to see a little bit of overgrowth of clutter.
So we need to find the person that takes care of the graveyard.
I believe that would be the guy who hired us.
Gravedigger.
No,
Or
like
the guy that's taking care of
actually
the,
takes care is like.
Groundskeeper.
Groundskeeper.
Yeah,
That's-
groundskeeper. Yeah.
Thank you.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Galandrel does that himself. Could be wrong though.
Who could we talk to learn more about the history of the chapel, the grounds, and the town?
Are you asking the DM or are you asking the general?
I'm asking the DM.
I would pick somebody who lived here.
Because I have an idea and I have some questions now.
Try to find the oldest.
I'll go knock on the front door of the orphanage chapel.
You know, orphans grow up.
Do they really
Sometimes.
though?
Yeah,
Are
only
they
the
orphans?
lucky ones do.
I didn't say they all get adopted. I said they grow up.
So you knock on the
go
front door
next
of the
door.
orphanage?
Yeah.
Okay.
So looking for people.
It's not right next to it. It's a
Stone's throw.
10th of a mile from there. But you get the door, you knock on it, it takes a few seconds. You do hear like children's voices running around screaming, laughter, and eventually Galandrel opens the door.
Terrible.
Oh, you guys are here. What'd you find?
What did
Fi-
we find?
Fine.
Did we find evidence of like footprints or or did it like they just magically lifted?
I
Sure.
mean,
We haven't had
haven't-
a chance to look. We were touching base with you first.
okay. What you need?
I want to know more about the graveyard and this chapel and the history of the town. Has there ever been rumors or anything like that about possible valuables in the graveyard buried with someone?
No, I thought that too. For grave robbers, the valuables. If there's not a ton of wealth here, other than the gems,
Not
and that's-
necessarily like monetarily valuable, but magically or religiously valuable.
From what we can tell, the bodies that have been brought up, the items that were buried with them, if any, weren't missing or were found quickly within the area.
Do you have a list of the people who have the graves that have been
Disturbed.
exhumed?
I don't, but the Watchmaster might.
Where can I find him?
Okay. Anything else I can help you with? Any other information?
You have any snacks?
What is a watchmaster?
Probably
They
not.
overwatch the place.
I will let you know.
The watchmaster is a groundskeeper.
No, Watchmaster would be the head of the town watch.
You run an orphanage and you don't have snacks.
Oh, I do. I just don't have them for you. You
Visible
can see
confusion.
a child like munching on crackers and stuff like that, kind of behind the door.
I like grab by the scruff of his collar and be like, "Come on, take 2 steps." Thump. Ah! I always forget about that.
Come on.
There's not enough snacks for them and you.
Don't steal from
A
orphans.
snack.
Make
Not
sure they're
bowl.
good
The
first.
snack's a snack.
I traveled with you for 10 days. I know what a snack would be. That would not. I do not have that.
The little girl comes up and goes, "Snack?" Hands you like a piece of cracker she's been eating.
I put my hand on your shoulder. Come on.
She offered.
This is why I allowed him to play this character.
I got you all the slop from the kitchen you could eat.
What's your AC?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
18.
I rolled a 19 to bite your hand.
Now?
How did that taste?
Fluffy.
Like fluff, yeah.
Probably like a lot of fluff.
Like biting pillow.
3 piercing damage, 1 acid damage.
Ow!
The little girl goes from and just darts back inside.
Thank you anyway.
Well,
His
now
hand's
what
still
you
in your
find, and Galandrel closes the door.
You are so lucky I rolled minimum damage on that. Like I rolled a 1, a flat 1.
All right.
I'd be pulling chunks of fur and stuff out of my teeth for
So
a
we're going
month.
to the Watchmaster?
While they're going to the Watchmaster, I'm gonna just go around the perimeter of the graveyard and see if anything's been, or if it's been snuck into or anything. Look for tracks.
Okay. That's survival.
Don't take
think
food
I'm
from
good at that.
children.
They made it to possibly grow up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Grounded.
She might be one of the lucky
It's
ones.
not like there aren't footprints. There's a lot of them. It looks like
Half the town's been through here, looking at it, going, "Oh God, look!"
there's enough of them to see like people have been here. You would suspect that they've been putting the graves back and gardening and something along the lines to keep the area. Not really a whole lot you can figure out just by the footprints.
I'm gonna take my time and just search around a little more, see what I can gather. Let them do the peopling.
I will go with him, and I will investigate the area as well,
Okay.
And you wanted to go to a row?
which is an investigation check.
Not yet.
Okay.
We're going to the Watchmaster first.
The graves have gravestones with names and stuff, right?
Yes.
I'm looking at all those graves, stones, the people who were dug up to look for common names, perhaps of families being disturbed.
I can't see it, so you just have to tell me. 18. Okay, so give me one second. Let me answer your question. There are some, because of the relative closeness to the graves, that they'll share a family name. But
It's not super obvious that like one family's being targeted.
no, it's
Sporadic.
sporadic.
Of course, nature of small towns, they're probably all related anyway. They don't have to share a name,
But
to
they-
share a DNA.
They don't share a name; they share
A couple
property
chromosomes.
line. You know how that goes.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's it's a specific family being targeted.
Well, there's all my ideas. Anybody else got anything?
I want to see a little bit more about like who gets.
The Watchmaster, what is it?
Watchmaster.
Yeah, we have to find him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go
Eventually.
talk to him. We'll also have
Too
to
many
stop
people
by
been
town
through
hall, check the records of the families. I want to look at.
Y'all can do that while I'm talking to Arella, I guess.
the
Okay. So you guys head back into the center of town. You can see as you come back in the two guards that are posted at the entrance, checking everybody in. They weren't the ones that
Nah.
saw you last night, so they do stop you.
Fair.
What are you doing, Jones?
Two human males, both have swords at their sides and a shield. They don't seem to be in a threat position. They just whatever. All right, let's figure out what this shit is. And
I'm a lizard man with a skin condition, and this is my pet albino goblin.
please tell me you say that in character.
Absolutely.
Oh Jesus! I'm gonna have to clip that.
There's a pause for a good 5 seconds, and you see the one behind him go in his pouch, pull out 5 gold, and hand it to the one up front.
I told you, dudes.
And what's your business in Dragon?
We were hired by Galandril to investigate the ongoings.
Oh, I did actually hear about that. But you guys are coming. Okay. Is
Yeah,
this,
that's us.
is this all of you?
Are we
Oh,
all
no.
there?
I'm still at the
no.
graveyard.
You're
I'm
not
at
with
the
us, or
graveyard.
are you with us?
Well, I investigated the graveyard, and then I
Is
guess
Johnny?
I
Is the Johnny with us?
very
He's
Johnny
caught up.
left.
Nope,
Whatever
he's
that
over there
says.
apparently.
No, that's me.
That's not you.
No.
Okay, so he's not with us. He's not with us, and he's. Are you with? No, yeah, you're with us.
So he
You need to be
investigated.
there for
Oh,
the
that's
joke,
right.
and then
You,
go
yeah,
back.
you need to be there for the joke. Damn it.
Fine.
I'm heading to Arella's. Do I have to be with them? Or is she in town or is she outside? Where is she?
It's in town.
Okay.
You were outside of town coming back in.
So I'm with them heading
Yes.
to her place.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I told you where it was when you were talking to her, and if not,
Probably.
metagame D&D, I fixed it and showed you where it was. Because that wouldn't make sense for her not to tell you where her shop was.
Yes.
So they asked you, is this all of you?
No, we have a couple of associates in town already.
All right.
We just went outside to investigate the orphanage and the cemetery.
You think it's the orphanage?
No, but I mean, that's where the guy who hired us lives, so.
All right. Keep your wits about you.
Wits?
Wits.
I don't think we have any of those.
Well, then I would recommend getting some, and they part and allow you to come in.
Thank you.
I'll let her roll.
I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to help.
I'm
Oh,
going to
wow.
laugh.
Okay, so you're going to Aroa's?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we'll do that first.
Yeah.
As you make your way to her shop, because you know where it is because she told you. It's not a very large building, but it's unmistakable that it's hers. You see fermented corpses in jars. You see different skeletons, bird feathers hanging about. There's a couple of weird creatures in cages. Bunch of different wind chimes, some made from the skulls and bones of animals, some made from weird looking wood. There are different types of powdered ore, plant matter, can't truly tell for certain, but there's a bunch of stuff out there. And there's a smoke coming from her chimney and a black cat sitting on the front edge of her windowsill.
Is the door open or?
She really lives the cliche, doesn't she?
Yes. 5 minutes of plan. It has a counter out front with the bar openings that leads inside. Cat sitting on that windowsill. Do you go up to the counter? Do you go in through it?
I go up to the counter.
Okay.
I pet the kitty on the way.
It gives a very loud meow. And,
So I ring the bell.
yeah. Yes, you do. And you hear her yell, "One moment!" And she comes walking out. She goes, "Oh, I remember you from last night at the tavern."
Yes, I
You
said I'd
came to
stop
visit.
by.
Thank you.
We went out to the cemetery to take a look around.
I see. Did you find anything?
Not yet.
Okay.
Do you know anything of the history of the orphanage and the grounds over there?
I've only been here less than a year, which is why I think they like to suspect me because I'm one of the newer members here. But from what I can tell, the chapel had been left to its own devices when the last holy man, the cleric, left. It kind of had no master. There was the fire, and that's when they wanted to move the orphanage away from the center of town because it was not caught on fire, but it was close enough that Galandro felt like it would be better to get it away and to get them someplace with some space. So they took over the chapel and made it an orphanage. Unfortunately, due to the fire, they seem to be having quite a few more orphans that joined them, and they just didn't have the ability to take care of them where they were. But that's what I've heard and been able to tell. If you look on the west side, you'll see where the fire was.
Do you know what god the chapel was for?
I don't remember. It was before my time. I want to say it was Arathis.
Hi, by the way. In Undercommon, can you ask her if the the how do you the the dead problem started occurring after they moved into the chapel, or
I would imagine so.
I can hear you, and I can understand you.
oh,
She replies back to you in undercommon. Would you prefer I speak in this language?
it would help.
She tells you that not right away, about 3 or 4 months after, I would say, is when it started.
After the fires,
Yeah, about 3 to 4 months after the fire when they moved the orphanage.
okay, so they moved the orphanage after the fires, and then after they moved the orphanage, how long between then and the bodies appearing?
About 3 to 4 months from the move.
Okay.
As I'm looking around at her bits and bubbles, shut up. Do I see anything that could possibly, I don't know, not quite sure what I want here, piques my interest
You see
for like evil or magic purposes that might relate to the problem?
You see a couple of different like nightshades and poisonous plants. She's got the glass beaker and chemistry set that she's distilling and condensing and purifying different plant matters. There are no other religious iconography other than the one of the Raven Queen. There are things that could be used as components for magical purposes, but nothing specifically. There are collections of bones and petrified animals and plants. There are different powders and herbs that have been ground up and very finely. Bits of bark that are hanging up in the windowsill, different types of plants. A couple of the carnivorous pitcher plants seem to be up there. She has a raven in a birdcage, open door, and it's sitting there, and it's just kind of looking at you and everybody else. Hasn't really made a sound. But nothing screams evil summoning ritual thing to you.
I say nice bird.
He responds back, "Thank you."
That's it. I go up to the bird.
Are you? Who is it? Okay. When someone goes and do something, I need to know who's there.
I thought we were all going as a group. And then
No,
going to
people were going to find the Watchmaster.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Apparently he came with me.
Yeah.
The rest of you went to go find the Watchmaster, so
Yeah.
I'm not redoing this again.
Except me and Mason, apparently.
Yeah. But it kind of hops up and down like, hi.
Hi. Is there anything pretty that a lady might like to wear?
There are a few different,
I think she's asking the bird.
No.
Oh.
I'm looking for things to purchase.
I mean, I would.
there are,
That's my point.
It's a security system.
there's a nice necklace with a red ruby gemstone, not very large, on it. There's ones of a crafted deer skull with antlers on a necklace. There are a few different wooden and ivory and some type of rock you're not quite familiar with, carved statues.
Any rings or bracelets or anything?
There are rings and bracelets, simple stuff, silver bracelets, silver rings, gold bracelets, gold rings. Some of them have emeralds, sapphires, and rubies. Seem to be the 3 types of gems she has in them. Nothing large by any means, but there is some jewelry.
I pick out a simple, inexpensive looking bracelet
Okay.
to purchase and ask how much it is.
For this one, the one with the emerald on it,
Okay.
that would be 65 gold.
Well, outside my price range.
I do have an inquiry. I see that you have some spell components.
Yes.
Would you happen to have any paper and ink that are specific for inscribing spells?
I did. I don't at the moment. We don't get a lot of that type of business out here. Not the most overly arcane city.
I understand. I just
let me look and see if I have any left. And she walks through the back, through the door, and goes back inside. Takes a few minutes. I've got maybe five golds worth of ink and 10 golds worth of paper.
that sounds fantastic. As I'm sure my friend here told you, we are currently on a job, and I will have the money if you could set this aside.
Okay.
Once we have accomplished what we're here for, I will definitely be by to pick this up.
I wouldn't worry. Other than myself and apparently you, the only magic users will be Galadriel and maybe one of the cooks. I think has a little bit of skill.
One of the,
The
cooks at the rusty
Yeah.
bucket.
Not a lot, but I think
Really?
he's picked up a few things.
Okay. What about any of the kids at the orphanage? Do any of them show any like
Aptitude?
strange aptitude?
Me and Galadriel have had our differences.
Yeah.
They wouldn't allow me anywhere near them, nor would I want to get anyone near the orphanage. I do not have any intention of causing a uproar or a scene.
Understandable.
Like I said, they seem to think I am an evil witch or something along those lines, so.
Why would they think that?
She just kind of looks around at the dead carcasses and all of the stuff around.
I give him a look.
You know, I wonder the same thing sometimes.
I'll explain later.
As they go bubbling in the back.
Well, I appreciate it. We didn't meet yesterday. My name is Johnny.
Johnny,
Johnny.
I'm Arella.
Oh, it is nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Johnny.
And like I said, I will see you at the late. Well, I'm sure I'll see you around town, probably.
All right, absolutely. If nothing else, come back for conversation. Not too many people speak our language, so
Very
it's
true.
good to have something to practice with.
And it's a lot easier to speak on Undercommon for me than what everybody else speaks.
She gets closer to you. I would like to hear more about that. Please do stop by.
It's not that interesting.
I don't know if it's interesting at all, but I'll have tea or coffee if you come by later this evening.
What's coffee?
Cherry juice.
I'll show you. You might like it.
We had to have given you coffee at some point. Just to see
Out
what-
of character, I've heard people referencing Zet with coffee, but Zet calls it something in Draconic that I have no idea what it is.
I'm just figuring maybe it would put you to sleep.
We haven't tried that. Anyway, we say our goodbyes and go find the rest of the party, I suppose.
Oh, one more thing. You said that you get a lot of random stuff like trinkets and whatnot. You wouldn't have by chance come across any kind of iconography for the traveler?
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that person. What is the trap?
Oh, he's a god. It's not a big thing. Thank you for your time. And I walk off.
She kind of, even more so, very, very curiously, is eyeing you up and down even as you walk away.
Is he okay?
And she goes back inside, but the raven is eyes right on you. Okay, those of you who went to find the watchmaster, is everybody else,
Yeah.
unless you are not doing that.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
You find one of the guards, and they let you know that the watchmaster would be inside in the governor's house.
Does he take house calls?
You can certainly ask. He may see you given your business, but he's not a cruel man by any means, so he should allow you to talk with the watchmaster, unless it's something very urgent. So,
Good to know. Could you point the way?
center of town.
I walk towards the center of town.
Would you mind if I hold on to your shoulder, and as we walk back to the find our friends, I want to see what they're up to, and Milo hasn't noticed that $10 is on him currently.
Okay. You guys walk your way up. There are two more guards at the center of the governor's building. They ask who you are and what your business is.
I'll tell the truth this time. But I'll explain the whole, where we were sent from board. We were hired by
Golandril.
not Galadriel. Galandril.
Golandril.
Galandril. To investigate the incidents.
Most of it he doesn't pay you much attention, but when you say that you're members of Ward, his eyes do kind of like get a little bit bigger. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let Governor Bronson know, and wait here. And he goes off and heads into the building.
I will let him know, I'm not trying to get an audience with the governor, just with the watchmaster.
Okay.
But yeah.
Go left in the building. After a few minutes, he comes back and he goes, they're in a meeting, but if you're willing to wait a few minutes, they'll both be able to see you.
Sure thing.
So they usher you inside and they have you sit down in the center waiting room, so to speak.
The foyer.
Yes. It is half government building, half home. So it's meant to have people come in and out and take business, but you can also see to the left there's a kitchen, and you can see a washroom down the hall, and after about 10 minutes or so, there's a knock on the outside of the door that you're sitting in, or outside of the door to the room that you're sitting in, and they're like, they'll see you now, and he leads you down the hall into the center room, and seated there is Governor Bronson, who is a Goliath male. He stands about 6'8". He looks to be about 430 pounds, extremely muscular, bright smile, completely bald, no body hair whatsoever.
Mr. Clean.
Yes.
But gray.
He's got a few tribalistic looking tattoos on his right arm, wearing business attire for fantasy age.
As you do.
As you do.
Aw.
And you see the Watchmaster, leather jerkin, leather pants, sword,
Human.
Human. Would not distinguish him as anybody else other than a simple city guard. If you didn't know that it was you were meeting him.
Real quick, like his title is governor, but he's like just basically the mayor of the city, or is he
Yes.
is he a regional?
He would be. They all report to. Oh shit, where's my map?
Up here.
The one I can see.
No one cares what you can see.
That's very true.
So are we all in this room?
Besides
we came together,
that
right?
one
So-
and
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's
This half of the table minus him plus
Okay.
him.
yeah, I mean it's a large enough room that you should all be able to enter in. They all report to Silvercrest. This would be Dragonsbane is one of the larger settlements, not large by any means, but it's not one of the small little villages or outcrops. It's a relatively large one. It's worth being on a map, so to speak.
Ish.
But he does report to the governing body in Silvercrest. You asked for a meeting with my Watchmaster.
Yes. I'll make introductions of everybody that's in the
Okay.
room. You know, we're here from Ward. Blah blah
The Watchmaster introduces himself as Clyde.
blah.
Um,
I've already forgotten that.
what can I do for you?
I honestly, I hate to have pulled you from a meeting. Simply, we'd like to, as part of the investigation, see if you have a list of all of the graves that have been exhumed. Specifically, who was in them.
obituary.
We have. He goes through a couple notes. He's pulling it out. He goes, the Tunley family had 3 members. The Bofin family had 2 members.
Write this down.
The
You don't have to actually write it down, but like in character, I'll be like, "Hey, write this down." I can't hold a pen.
Mrs. Oakbottom was assumed. Random name generator.
Yeah. We don't need the actual.
He gives you 6 or 7 family names, about a total of 22-ish people over the last 3.5, 4 months.
Is there any pattern to them? Like it seems like there's individuals, and then there's like different members of different families.
It seems to be they're taking bodies from a specific area. The cemetery is relatively large. It's not like 10 plots and that's it. It can hold 100, 200 plots. So a lot of the plots are family members, so they're kind of close together. So it seems to be 3 or 4 members of family members. It's within like between 30 and 50 feet. The bodies are per incident.
Per incident, meaning that
It seems to only be anywhere between 2 and 5 bodies at a time. No
but
more.
each one of the incidents is an area, but that area isn't the only place where bodies are being exhumed. Like it's a different area each time.
In a 30-foot area, you'll find 4 or 5 bodies, and that will be where that incident is. And next time, it'll be somewhere different in the cemetery.
But it'll be a 30 to 50 foot area.
And it's not particular to any family. It just so happens to be whatever's in the area.
What, this is sort of an indelicate question. Who was the most recent person buried there before the incident started?
That would be the families that died in the fire.
Oh, I heard about the fire.
Yeah.
Could you? I'll ask him for a list of exactly who that was.
You get a male and female, husband and wife, human. You get a gnome male and a
Oh no, Smee's brother.
and a
Smeagol's
dwarven
brother.
female. Those are the 4 casualties of the fire.
Okay.
He tells you that the fire was, they weren't sure how it started, but one building
Damn, I was
caught
gonna
and it
wait
just
for next
kind of
question.
spread quickly. And
Yeah, that's how that goes.
Which building did it start in?
it started in the dwarven female's name.
Okay.
Ruby. We're gonna call her Ruby. That's actually a good dwarf name. Ruby. Her house went up first, and then it just spread because they're all. You've noticed the houses are like
Right
on
next
top
to
of
each other, yeah.
So if thatch goes, it's just going. We try to get everyone out and save as much as we could, but unfortunately, there were casualties.
Did you happen to already rebuild or repair the houses out? I know.
The houses were torn down.
Oh.
There's nothing there at the moment.
Except for just the land
Like
that was there.
The
footprint.
The land is there, but it's been over.
No,
about
it's just
7
a
months
gaping
since
hole
the
right in the
fire.
middle of town.
It's been ripped up.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Hmm.
All right.
If it's
At
starting
that
with
moment,
the
you hear a
doors.
knock on the door, and one of the guards goes, "There's an ornament on the floor." Yells back.
Oh no.
Yells to the watchmaster, "There's a brawl in the tavern," and they take off. And he goes,
Thank you.
"Excuse me, I have things to take care of." And he hustles out the door. And leaves you with Governor Bronson. Anything else I can do for you?
I don't think so. Not at the moment, unless anybody else has any questions. Milo.
He does.
I laughed.
Oh, did you?
I made the joke and I went to the graveyard and
Oh,
rolled
okay.
an 18 in investigation that I'm still waiting on.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
getting there. He does seem to take quite an interest in. You're not there. You're there.
Who there?
Yes.
Weird.
The pale-skinned, blonde-haired girl with a great sword on her back. You're a swordsman, are you?
Yes. It had to survive.
Maybe sometime I'd like to test your skill. See what you got.
Sure.
You're about to join companions.
If there's nothing else, I do have some more business to attend to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure
Go
you're
right
very
ahead.
busy. Thank you very much for your time.
And they usher you out. Okay, Milo.
Hi.
Okay. 18 investigation. Are you going inside the cemetery?
Yes.
Okay. You find a few things. You find in one of the bushes a porcelain teacup.
Ooh, exactly right position without looking.
Hold on. I'm not an investigator. I'm taking notes.
You find a dirty cloth doll covered in dirt and rained on, and it looks like it's been there for a little bit. On one of the other sides, near some of the graves that have been exhumed. You find a couple of teeth that I guess they had missed. You don't find much else. So you notice that there seem to be patterns of 2 and 5 graves, and within like a 30 to 50 foot radius of each other. That will be up, and then there will be a pattern, and you'll walk. There's walking paths through the graves. That's you find those items, and that's what you find out. You don't find anything else. How long you stay there.
I'm not an investigator, so hour and a half.
Okay.
Or to be more specific, an hour and 38 minutes. But
Around the hour 30-minute mark, you start to hear voices coming in the general direction that the cemetery is at.
I'm in the cemetery.
So
Coming
your
towards
general
it.
direction.
Oh. Do I recognize the voices?
It is a cluster of voices. You do not recognize any.
Okay. Can I kind of? I probably can't hear what they're saying, but can I kind of get the gist of their mood?
It seems
Why is your MIDI not been paid
non-distinct, friendly.
We'll just chit
Has
chat.
your MIDI not
Chit-chatting.
been paid
They are getting louder coming towards you.
Okay. I am going to.
I don't have.
I am going to hide basically where I am.
Mm-hmm. What are you turning into?
I'm gonna look like another grave.
Okay, gravestone. Okay. You don't need to roll anything.
If I can turn into anything,
You can, as long as you can fit, yeah. So.
yeah, just a gravestone, boom, solid, old and weathered. The inscriptions are going to be vague and nondescript. Like
Okay.
if they were like, "Where's this gravestone?" I don't know. It's been here for 300 years or something.
A loving daughter and husband.
No, not even that. It's like you can't decipher what it is. It's been weathered.
There's a weird
Yeah.
symbol on it though, a circle with a triangle.
I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be good enough to put writing on a gravestone.
Did you say circle with a triangle with a line?
Shut up. Anyway, yeah, I hide.
A few moments later, you see a few children come walking up on that big one, and they come to the outside gate, and it's a perception. Go ahead and roll a perception.
Perception. 17.
You can hear them talk, and Gary inside. Bet you will touch one of the graves.
Oh, please.
Oh, you guys made me.
I've done it before. You can do it. No, you haven't. Yes, I have. Prove it. Fine, I'll go in. And
You guys are a bunch of pussies.
you see this little girl, about 13-ish years old, preteen, teenager. She slips through the bar. She pushes one that seems to be loose out of the way, and she drops right in, and she runs and touches the first gravestone. She's about 15, but 2 years erect left.
Okay.
Hey, Daddy, bet you won't go further. Yeah, I will. Bet you won't go to the center. She goes, okay, and she goes running into the center, where the three paths basically converge into one center spot. And she's like, stuff like that. It's like, scaredy cat. You gotta do it. Like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And coward. And she goes running out and basically comes back and tries to squeeze through again, and they go running off.
Children.
Yes.
You should have eaten one.
Should've
I
said that you
mean,
were the guard dog.
they wouldn't have been able to describe what just happened.
So you eat them all, no.
There's a monster in the graveyard.
Alright, so about an hour, about a half hour passes. You don't hear anything else after they leave. Stay any longer?
I don't see the point. I've investigated. I feel like I've investigated this area pretty well. Pretty gosh darn well. However, I am gonna remain as a tombstone.
Okay.
As he walks out of the grave.
No, I'm just gonna sit there. This just became a stakeout, and I don't think there's anyone better to do a stakeout than a mimic.
Okay. That is
Fair.
Oh yeah.
So I am. I just sit wait.
The bat's actually like perched on top of the
I was about
gravestone.
to mention-
Yeah,
Because-
$10 is with me, by the way.
You don't need all there.
Speaking of which, that would have been a good question to ask the Watchmaster if they bothered posting lookouts in the cemetery.
Apparently not, because
Probably.
hi-oh.
I mean at night. but
Well, I don't care what time of day it is. This is where I'm hanging out for the rest of the day. 'cause
Uh,
I'm
We'll
thinking,
find out what the fight's
It's-
about. Ask him.
Early afternoon at the moment.
Okay. whatever. I don't get sunburned.
Yeah, I know.
I'll stay here till I see Milo leave, and I've lost Milo.
So he left.
I'm gone.
But he didn't see
Okay.
him leave.
You were.
Yeah, he didn't even seem to go there.
Please tell me if you were with somebody.
No, I was with.
He was in the graveyard investigating with me.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the first time when the whole group was there.
No, I stayed there. I don't
Okay.
do well with people.
Okay. Just to make it flow. When you
My-
heard the voices, you hid too. Because they didn't see.
Makes sense.
And you saw that happen. You have no idea what they were doing, or why they were doing it, but you watched them one squeeze in, touch tombstone, then run the center, then run back out, and yell at the other ones.
Humans are weird.
Agreed.
For
Yeah.
real, yo.
Humans suck.
As the only human in the group.
No, there's. Wait, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna stay there?
Yeah, I haven't seen him left.
Okay. So
You see
guys,
some Dalos on a gravestone.
But you don't recognize it.
No, he's eyeing it
so
hungrily.
you guys, those who are leaving the Lawmasters end up passing.
Is Dalos stuck to the gravestone?
Yeah.
No. As it is a creature
Okay. I just.
yeah. It is not an actual bat.
All right,
However, it would-
because it's not exactly a voluntary or involuntary thing. I'm just sticky.
Not Faye.
Oh, it's not. Oh.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's more spectral type creature.
Okay.
Do you think he'd be stuck?
No.
Okay.
He actually has a similar composition to you.
Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to catch him, but, you know.
You were a flight paper. I got it.
So wait, they're stuck to each other.
Yeah.
Which inevitably cancels out.
Yeah.
That's not how. Rules
That's
works.
not how that
That's
works.
how math works.
I cannot wait to kill you.
We'll teach you how math works.
What's your hit points minus 75?
I'll just throw Displacer Beast at you until I'm tired.
It's called an anti-Tarrasque.
Oh yeah.
Look it up.
Chaos
Look it
Dragon.
up.
Yeah. I'll start throwing like Chaos Dragons and Emerald Dragons and Abyssal Dragons at you. Anyway.
I will gladly be your tombstone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love for that to happen.
That would be a terrible idea because nobody would come to visit him.
Yeah.
It's the neighboring plots I'm after.
So those of you who are leaving Rilla's shop and those of you who are leaving Governor Bronson's
Man.
place of business and home words, you end up
The governor's estate.
Yes, yes, there you go, the estate. You end up crossing paths with each other.
Saw it.
At which point I update everybody as to discreetly as to Milo's
Current location.
current location and findings.
Are you aware that Atara is there with them?
With my passive perception, probably.
Okay. 7 foot tall.
You can't miss me.
Yeah.
I'm behind a bush.
See, somehow the children did.
Well,
Children are
brightest.
stupid.
Yes.
He was hiding in a bush.
He was the bush.
I'll let them know what we found out or didn't find out, really.
Yeah, I wasn't
names.
here for that. I heard about
Oh,
it,
yeah,
so
that's
I really
right.
don't
Just
know what happened.
Names of all the people that have been exhumed.
Started with the dwarven woman's place and then led over to 2 other houses.
The fire did.
Fire.
All right, so this all started after the fire that occurred in town.
About 3-ish months after the fire.
Were there
Oh, it was
any-
about 3-ish months. Okay, so but that was the last person to die
The last
before
person
that.
to die was the fire, which would have been about 7 months from today.
Okay, so
3 months.
okay, so then it had been a while, so that's probably not connected. Damn. Okay.
Oh, I don't know about that. Did you find out if the dwarfish woman had any children?
Or magic?
I don't believe she had children. I don't know. That wasn't mentioned.
Was not mentioned.
Did you ask?
No.
We're not smart.
Why would I ask that? We got enough orphans.
Because the orphanage gained children
There were other people. There was a mother and a father, so there was at least one child. We already knew that the fire caused orphans.
Right,
3 or 4.
but there might be a connection with the children.
I think we
Perhaps
should
the lonely
question
child is
children.
trying to bring mommy back?
I think we should interrogate the child.
Let's not use that
You're a
word.
paladin!
Yeah,
Not
but
like that.
he said not like that.
Interview.
Interview.
is the word you want.
Okay, I'm not here to be the voice of reason, but all of this does really seem like, necromancy amateur hour.
Yeah,
That's what I've
That's
been
what
trying to
happens.
say.
yeah.
That's why I use interrogate. 'Cause
No,
Child.
no,
Um,
not until no.
You do see, as you guys are having this discussion, there's a few rough-looking miners and a few rough-looking lumberjacks being led out
Okay,
of the town.
ER.
It's bad you have to keep reminding yourself of that.
Well, because they might be orphans. Orphans are tough. You ever try fighting one?
Yeah, it was fun.
Gem connoisseurs and lumberjacks
Uh-huh.
being led out by the guards and being taken to what you assume would be the jailhouse.
What?
You do remember the guard came in and went, "There's a brawl in the tavern."
That's right. Ah.
You dip.
As you see them pass.
Ooh. Is the
Johnny's eye twitches.
the dwarf lady that was doing the deal with the elf? Is she involved? No. Damn. Okay, I was gonna say. How good are you at impersonating people?
He's not with us.
I can't even impersonate myself.
Did you say that out loud?
No, I can't.
I'm not
He's
here.
not here.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay, I know your wisdom is like -2.
No, my wisdom is high. My intelligence is mediocre.
I can't even impersonate myself.
I don't know what that means. You don't have a personality.
Are you discussing this with the
No.
Sure I do. I don't have much of a face.
No, I just didn't know whether he could turn into a person. Anyway.
Pokemon series. Ditto, mimicking.
Nope.
And it's just
going
a-
right past it.
He's Odo.
That makes sense. So either way,
I'll take it.
yeah, we should probably interview the child.
Same.
Question.
Children.
Still starts with a 9.
Yeah, who else? You're correct, as do many things,
Yarp.
like indiscretion. Yeah,
Going
let's
back
head
to
back
the
to the
orphanage.
orphanage.
Okay. You guys head back to the orphanage. It's getting towards late evening, or late afternoon, early evening.
It's
Man, this day
sunsetting.
flew by.
Okay.
4, 5, 6 in the afternoon, around that
Okay.
time.
Was it 4, 5, or 6? It starts to get dark at 4. It's sundown by 5, and dark like this at 6. I mean,
They don't have stupid daylight savings time, so their world acts normal.
Thank
It's 5 o'clock.
I don't know. This is an agricultural society.
Do, 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 do.
They can just get up earlier. It
Yeah.
doesn't need time reference to change. does nothing. Except piss off retail workers.
Yep.
Not just retail
Well,
workers.
No.
Those are the ones I care about. So you approach it. Sun's not setting, but it's starting to get
Low.
low. Knock on the door again.
I knock on the door with the tip of my scythe.
Okay. There's a woman who answers the door. Human, elderly. She sees you holding a scythe and literally just go away.
We're here for the children.
She insults you in a language you don't understand.
Do I understand it?
I'm actually kind of interested in what language.
Hold on, let me see.
I understand a lot of languages. Not nearly as much as LeBlack did, but I'm guessing she's not speaking Muppet born. And probably
That
not.
would be hilarious.
Right? My people! Plow through the door.
Those of you who speak Dwarvish
Ah.
understand that she's reaming you and just shuts the door in your face.
Not me.
So I didn't even get to
Nope.
say
Step.
anything.
Step back.
You're a large man holding a scythe next to an orphanage, which is near a cemetery.
I haven't heard insults like that in a while.
Step back. Rap on the door with my staff.
That was completely worth it.
This takes a few more minutes, and then this time Galandrel answers, and he has his sword at his side, and he has an arcane hand that it looks like he was casting something for half a second. He opens the door and he goes, "Oh, you idiots." Okay.
Hey.
Hey!
Everything's explained right then.
I do apologize for
I
the
can't-
lack of etiquette.
You can come in. You stay outside. The rest of you can come inside.
Can you
lost
like
insight.
put that thing away? Is it collapsible?
You rush inside into the
Give up
kitchen.
an hour.
You see the elderly woman cleaning up the plates and stuff like that. There are no children here at the moment. Galandrel's now sitting down and having his meal. What do we find out?
Still working on the investigation.
No leads, nothing?
A few things here and there.
On what?
I'm guessing this has already been touched upon by someone here, but we'd be remiss if we didn't ask. The fire a few months before this all started happening. Do you have any children who were left without their parents here from
Six.
that? 6? It's not like only 4 people died. Holy crap. Humans are prolific.
Better question. How did only the children survive?
Maybe children are fire
Crap, you're
retardant.
not here. I've just had a stroke of genius. Has anyone noticed anything unusual about any of these 6 kids?
Wait, did you say that out loud?
I'm not there.
He literally couldn't.
But I'm literally in both places.
Right, but he's
I
not.
can think it, but I'm not going to say it.
He
Wait,
also-
why
he
would
did-
you
he
think-
also didn't
why
have
would you
that
think it?
conversation.
Right.
He didn't
Yeah.
have that thought.
Right.
Um,
I'm in a graveyard going, I'm hungry.
a ris-
Eat this bird? Is this a bird? Is this
There-
a bird?
there is a lizard that runs across your face.
What lizard?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, that lizard?
Folded in half, crunch, crunch.
There's gone.
It wasn't iguana, not anymore. It's a fucking species.
Guana bits
I
sort of
lost
thing?
track of where we were. I apologize.
Have you or anyone who helps tend to the kids noticed anything odd about any of those 6 children?
I mean, other than
Right, you run an orphanage. That's normal.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes, you are correct. No, there were the 5 siblings for Ruby, Ruby's children. She had 5 of them.
Did she have a husband?
She did. He passed away a few years ago on one of the mining cave-ins.
Jesus, dwarves are prolific, apparently.
And then there was
They are.
the Silver
There have to be
Stones,
the dying
little
cave
girl,
ins.
Mira?
Mira.
Mira.
M-E-R-A. Mira. Those were the 6 that we had that day that joined us.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the 6th one?
The 5 children, and I will pick 5 dwarf names.
No. I
Happy,
heard about
sleepy,
the.
doc.
I heard
minor
about
and
the dwarven children.
Wait,
What was the
what's
6th one?
Mira Silverstone.
Mira?
Silverstein?
Mira. Silverstone.
Silverstone.
Is human?
Human.
Stoned.
All right.
What did her parents do?
They were
Died.
carpenters and woodworkers. They worked in the.
I'm so glad you're outside.
Her father was a master craftsman. Most of the buildings and stuff like that were his build, whether it be the furniture or design itself. Her mother, a woodworker herself, but she was more into the art of it. Did a lot of carvings and statues and stuff, so to speak.
What did Ruby's husband do for a living?
He was a miner.
Minor.
He was a miner. Okay. Random bit of curiosity. Have any of the children exhibited any kind of natural or otherwise magical gifts?
3 of them, but I do teach them.
You do teach
I
them.
do teach them.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm a bit of an arcanist myself.
I noticed.
We more of a way is at first simple illusions and simple tricks just to kind of help ease them, but a lot of them seem to find interest in that, so we open it to teach them. 2 of Ruby's children and Mira were the 3 that we have right now, but there's also Zane, who's now an adult. He's one of the guardsmen, in fact. He was one of the children that I've had here.
Guardsman.
Yes, once he was 18, he decided he wanted to develop.
Okay. And I also heard through talking around with people that one of the cooks
Yes.
has some magical experience. Which one?
Butch,
Which?
the halfling with the mustache.
You're teaching children magic. How are you teaching them? Hands-on learning, or do you have some books?
Most of which is hands-on, basic spells. Most they don't much, so you can't really spells.
If it's
But do
well,
you have
shit, I
any
wouldn't know
books
that.
of
Never
magic
mind.
in your library?
I have a few. I have a whole library.
And do they have access to these books?
No, they do not.
Are you sure? Children can be sneaky.
Unless they know how to pick an arcane rock. Not.
You haven't taught any of them knock, have you?
That is well done. I have thought about that. I have said many words. Don't know if anything goes in there that's not supposed to be in there. That's not me.
Makes sense. What about, speaking of guardsmen, what about watches posted in the cemetery? Have there been any?
There have been, but we don't have a large guard force, so it's not, they're not specifically guarding the cemetery. They sweeps by, and it doesn't happen every night. Sometimes
Right.
it'll go months between incidents, and sometimes it'll be 2 or 3 in a week.
And what's your old student's name?
Zane.
Zane.
I think we're going to want to have at least one of us in the cemetery every night while we're here, just in case. But our suspicion right now is that this is kind of an amateur hour. It feels like someone raising the dead by accident. I don't know if that thought had crossed your mind.
They haven't taught the students and children any necromantic healing spells or anything along those lines. It's been mostly illusion, some invocations, simple
There-
fire. Yes.
There is a possibility, though, that they might have a natural aptitude for that kind of
True.
magic. It's not common, but I've heard of a lot weirder.
Out of character question, were the Silverstons on the list of people that had been risen?
Yes. So was the
Ruby?
Mudfoots.
The Mudfoots?
That's what we're going with.
The
Who,
other,
who were the Mudfoots?
Ruby Mudfoot.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ruby. Okay, so both Ruby and her.
Yes.
Which one of them was raised first? Like in the order of the times that it happened.
Both. Because of the fire, the Mudfoots and the Silverstons were buried near each other, and they
So
were
they were
both
raised on
raised at the same time. Or they're both in that batch, so to speak.
Was that the first incident, the last incident, or somewhere in the middle?
That was the second.
Second incident was the first.
There was a dog, the town dog. The stray that had kind of found lodging and finally passed, and so they put it in the cemetery. The town people took a liking to it.
So,
It's
Um,
gotta be those kids.
just,
It has to be.
are you saying that out loud?
Kind of, but just as an aside.
How long after the kids from the fire incident they came into your guardianship?
Yes.
How long before you actually noticed that they had the magical capabilities?
Or was this something that was known before they came into your tutelage?
No, I was not aware if they had magical capabilities before they came into my tutelage. The Mudfoots, maybe about a month or two. Mira, 2 or 3 months before I noticed that she was picking up and being able to use any kind of magical abilities.
Multiple dwarven sorcerers from the same brood. That's
And they and you immediately started training them?
I mean, we train all the students. It's not something we force. Those ones who show aptitude, I take a little bit of a stronger notice to make sure that it's done correctly and not done without guidance. But it's something that it's an activity that they can choose to do during the day. But yes, the Lefwitz and the Silverstone child both have been very carefully taught.
Okay. Is that, as one magician to another, do you think that it is possible that one of these children with their natural capabilities maybe still not completely in control of these abilities?
All three of my students are definitely gone. They've only been practicing magic a few months, so at least under my tutelage that I'm aware of. Definitely, I would say that there could be that they are not capable yet.
Do any of them have terrible nightmares?
I mean, the first couple of months, all 6 of them had issues with the fire. Nothing recently.
So they are sleeping soundly?
Yes.
Are you certain that they are accounted for at night?
As best as we can do, it's myself and my assistant that you saw. We do live on the premises, so children put to bed earlier and they are checked on throughout the day or so often, but we are not watching the children to make sure they sleep. We are still asleep ourselves. We do check on them, we do make sure that they're not running around at night or hurting themselves or anything along the lines.
It seems really quiet here. Are the children home?
They don't have a home. That's why they're called orphans.
No, no, that's the opposite. You can have a home.
So
and still
glad
be an
he's
orphan.
outside.
The children had just finished up their dinner and they've been put to the rooms to bathe up and get ready.
Ah.
We'll do a story time or a book reading or something along those lines before they go to bed.
Would there be a time when we could search some of the rooms? We'd be discreet, put everything back where we found it, obviously. The kids would never know we were there.
I don't feel that's within their right to privacy. I would be happy to look through their rooms. Is there something particular? I mean, we do clean up after them and they are responsible for our cleaning, but we do check to make sure everything's done correctly. Is there something that you think we should look for?
You'd know better than I would, the reagents or some sort of
Magic
Well,
aspects.
I'm sure if there were to be any magical components for spells or otherwise, our friend here would actually be able to recognize such. I'm not so much interested in their property. I actually would like to talk to these 3 that you are training
4.
for.
3.5.
Three.
Oh,
There
okay.
was 4. He's now on his own.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 3 of Ruby's, like 27 children.
2 of her
5.
children, Mira from Silverstone.
Mm-hmm. And then
Zane
Zane.
was the 4th, but he
But
is now
he's-
an adult and has left.
What's Zane's last name?
Under
Is that on the list of risen families?
it is not.
Okay.
I would like to interview each of them individually, if that is possible.
Assholes doesn't come anywhere near the children.
No.
Who?
What the fuck's his name? Ragnar. Ragnar. He's talking about Ragnar.
Oh, no.
The guy
no,
with
of
the
course not.
creepy scythe.
No,
I
if
think if nothing else, maybe you'd like to sit in on one of the arcane lessons. If nothing else, you might be able to help and see what maybe be able to talk to them one at a time.
I mean, I could attempt to. I believe my magic is not as compatible as yours might be.
Okay.
But I do know I do enough reading to like keep up.
Well, if nothing else, maybe you'll be able to see something that I miss. Tomorrow afternoon, around 2 past midday, we will be having our arcane studies. There'll be more children there if they so choose, but those 3, I do have them there.
Okay.
What time is it right about now?
It's getting towards sundown.
Sundown, yeah.
6-ish.
I think it's time we let these good people alone.
Yeah,
And
let's
go
I'm
have
not
our
even inside.
dinner.
yeah, let's go have dinner and then figure out who's going to stay in the cemetery.
That's
think we know
already
who that
taken
is,
care
yeah.
of. Yeah, no, I know that out of character. I don't know that in character.
Didn't he
He
tell us?
does a thing where he doesn't metagame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job, Milo.
Yeah,
I'll
good.
bring you
Sorry,
extra
told us what
scraps
he
for
was doing.
breakfast.
of. Yeah.
Okay.
And like
No, yeah.
periodically, you'll see me blink, and my eyes will go pupilless.
That's not creepy at all. You want him near the kids.
He didn't see that.
As like pupilless, glowing like a pale, like a lavender color, and then I'll blink back.
Holy shit, he's an essential oil.
I love you and hate you for that.
I know.
You find yourself back in the tavern. If you want to get rooms again,
I am so broke.
silver piece for a room. Room holds 3 to 4 people.
Small house bourbon.
Hey guys, can I borrow some money? Already broke.
I hand you a gold.
Yeah, thank you. All right, I owe Smee a
You guys wanna get
gold.
rooms for the night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
How many?
2 again, I think.
Okay.
Actually, no, I think we probably would only need 1. You gonna sleep outside again?
I'm still with him.
Okay, so yes. So it's just the 5 of us,
1, 2, 3.
and
4.
you're gonna stay awake all night.
So 1 room.
So yeah, 1 room.
4 uncomfortably, 3 comfortably.
I'll sleep in the Murphy bed. You can fold it up while I'm in there.
Okay, so 1 silver piece.
It's good for your back.
Yeah. What back?
Exactly.
Do you have bones?
I probably
or like
not.
cartilage or something for structure.
Magic.
If you were to like
Technically,
hug
he's a
me,
lizard, so he's got an exoskeleton.
well, no. If you what? Lizards don't have exos. If you were to hug me, you'd probably
in character.
feel a wrist inside me.
You
Like
literally feel a hand inside of it.
As you guys come to the end of the day and are discussing the events,
no, that's a
and wondering
different
where your
sub race.
2 more intelligent friends have wandered off to, or staying at the moment.
I let them know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
thank
ages
you.
ago.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well then, as you guys hang out and just roll
We-
a stealth check.
We should probably bring them something to eat.
That is cocked. Even if it was a 17. Oh, 19.
You're able to find some shrubbery and go full ghillie sniper and put it over top of you for the night. And that's where we call it for tonight. Alright.
That's
Thank
it?
you all for watching. Yep. That's
Merry
it.
Christmas, everybody.
Yep, we'll be back in a little bit, probably at the start of the new year, because we have Christmas and New Year's back to back. So,
Our next day back will be January 7th.
Yay!
yes.
There we go.
Until then, enjoy